The old woman sat on the park bench, a splash of vibrant color in a sea of gray. Her name was Ilara, and her laughter, like wind chimes in a gentle breeze, often echoed through the park. Maya, a young woman burdened by the weight of unfulfilled dreams and a gnawing sense of emptiness, watched her from afar. Maya's life felt like a monochrome sketch, lacking the vibrant hues of joy that seemed to emanate from Ilara. Maya had chased happiness like a butterfly, flitting from one promising flower to another. She'd pursued the perfect career, the dream apartment, the ideal relationship, all the things society dictated should bring contentment. Yet, each acquisition, each milestone reached, left her feeling hollow, the anticipated joy evaporating like morning mist. She was successful, by societal standards, but profoundly unhappy. One crisp autumn afternoon, Maya, driven by a desperate yearning to understand Ilara's seemingly boundless joy, approached her. "Excuse me," she began hesitantly, "I've noticed you here often, and you always seem so happy." Ilara looked up, her eyes crinkling at the corners. "Happy? Well, I wouldn't say I'm always happy, dear. Life throws its share of lemons, you know. But I do find joy, yes." "How?" Maya asked, the word laced with a mixture of hope and skepticism. "I've tried everything. I have a good job, a nice place, but it's never enough." Ilara chuckled. "Enough? My dear, happiness isn't about having enough. It's about appreciating what you have." Maya frowned. "But what if what I have isn't what I want?" "Ah, there's the rub," Ilara said, patting the empty space beside her on the bench. "Sit with me, child. Let's talk about wanting." Maya sat, the crisp leaves rustling beneath them. Ilara began to tell her story. She'd grown up in a small village, her family struggling to make ends meet. They had little, but they had each other. Her childhood was filled with simple joys, playing in the fields, sharing stories around the fire, the warmth of her mother's embrace. She'd married young, lost her husband too soon, and raised her children alone. Life had been hard, marked by loss and hardship, but through it all, Ilara continued, her voice soft, "I learned to find the beauty in the small things. The sunrise, a bird song, the laughter of my children. Happiness isn't some grand destination you reach, child. It's a journey, a collection of moments, like beads on a string. Some beads are brighter than others, but each one has its place." Maya listened, captivated. Ilara's words resonated with a truth she'd never considered. She'd been so focused on acquiring things, on achieving external markers of success, that she'd forgotten to nurture the internal landscape of her heart. "But what about your dreams?" Maya asked. "The things you wanted to achieve but couldn't?" Ilara smiled. "Dreams change, dear. Life has a way of redirecting us. My dream was to travel the world. That never happened. But I found other dreams, smaller ones, but just as meaningful. My dream became to raise good children, to create a loving home, to find joy in the everyday. And you know what? Those dreams came true." Over the next few weeks, Maya spent her afternoons with Ilara, listening to her stories, learning her philosophy. Ilara didn't offer quick fixes or magic formulas. She simply shared her perspective, a perspective grounded in gratitude, acceptance, and a deep appreciation for the present moment. Ilara taught Maya to pay attention to the world around her, to notice the intricate patterns in a leaf, the vibrant hues of a sunset, the kindness in a stranger's smile. She encouraged Maya to volunteer at a local soup kitchen, to experience the joy of giving back. She reminded her of the importance of connection, of nurturing relationships with family and friends. Slowly, Maya began to shift her focus. She stopped chasing the elusive butterfly of happiness and started tending to the garden of her own soul. She began to appreciate her job, not as a stepping stone to something better, but as an opportunity to contribute, to learn, to grow. She started to cherish her small apartment, filling it with plants and the aroma of freshly baked bread. She reconnected with old friends, rekindling bonds that had been neglected in her pursuit of more. The transformation wasn't instantaneous. There were still days when the old feelings of emptiness crept back in. But now, Maya had a different approach. She acknowledged the feelings, allowed herself to experience them, but she didn't let them define her. She remembered Ilara's words, the image of the beads on a string, some bright, some dull, but all part of the whole. One day, Maya arrived at the park and found Ilara sitting on her usual bench, a book in her lap. The leaves were turning gold and crimson, painting the park in a breathtaking tapestry of autumn colors. "Ilara," Maya said, sitting beside her, I think I'm starting to understand." Ilara looked up, her eyes twinkling. "Understand what, dear?" "Happiness," Maya said. "It's not something you find. It's something you create. It's not about having everything you want. It's about appreciating everything you have. It's about finding joy in the ordinary." Ilara smiled, a radiant smile that illuminated her face. "You've got it, child. You've finally got it." Maya looked around the park, at the children laughing, the dogs chasing squirrels, the sunlight filtering through the trees. For the first time, she saw the beauty in the ordinary, the magic in the mundane. And in that moment, she felt a sense of peace, a sense of contentment, that she'd never experienced before. It wasn't a fleeting feeling, a momentary high. It was a deep, abiding sense of joy, rooted in gratitude and acceptance. Maya realized that happiness wasn't a destination. It was a journey of self-discovery, of appreciation, of connection. It was a journey that Ilara had helped her begin, a journey that she would continue to walk, one mindful step at a time. And as she walked, she knew that even when the path was difficult, even when the clouds gathered and the rain fell, the sun would eventually break through, and she would find her joy again, not in some distant, unattainable future, but right here, right now, in the present moment. For happiness, she finally understood, was not something to be found, but something to be cultivated, nurtured, and celebrated every single day.